The blood pooling on my marble doorstep wasn't part of tonight's plan. Lady Evelyn Smith has lived in Seoul for 3 years without incident, until the night Korea's most dangerous man collapses at her door, bullet wounds painting her white roses red. Ha-joon's eyes promise death to whoever helps him, but Evelyn doesn't scare easily. She pulls him inside, stitches him up, and changes both their lives forever. He's a monster in a designer suit. She's the only woman who's ever looked at him and seen a man. Their love story starts with blood and ends with them burning the world down together. Hit that like button and drop a comment. Now let's begin. The gunfire shatters Seoul's expensive silence at 2 a.m. Evelyn's first thought isn't fear, it's annoyance that someone's bleeding on her white roses. The man collapsed against her door is beautiful in that dangerous way, all sharp cheekbones and darker intentions. His suit costs more than her rent. The bullets in his shoulder cost him everything. "Call the police and we both die," he rasps in perfect English. Evelyn should listen to that warning. Instead, she drags him inside, leaving a crimson trail across imported marble. Her hands don't shake as she cuts away his shirt, finds the wounds, begins the grim work of saving a stranger who looks at her like she's already a ghost. "You're not afraid," Ha-joon observes, studying her with eyes that have watched men beg. "I've seen worse." She hasn't, but he doesn't need to know that. Something shifts between them as she stitches skin, a recognition neither wants. He leaves before sunrise, pausing at her door. "You should have let me die. Now you're part of this." Evelyn locks up, dismissing it as dramatics from a man who lives in them. Then the black SUVs appear outside her window, and she realizes some warnings are promises. Ha-joon appears in her office like smoke, all expensive cologne and unspoken threats. The gift box on her desk contains a diamond bracelet worth more than her car. "I don't accept payment for basic human decency," Evelyn says, not looking up from her laptop. "It's not payment. It's an acknowledgement." He sits without invitation, filling her carefully curated space with danger. "I owe you a life debt. Then we're even. Leave." He smiles like she said something charming. That's not how this works. Suddenly he's everywhere. Security outside her building, background checks she didn't authorize, his presence at her events like a shadow in a $1,000 suit. Evelyn's fury should override the way her pulse quickens when he's near. Their ceasefire happens over 3 a.m. tea in her kitchen, both unable to sleep. Ha-joon talks about his grandmother, about becoming what Seoul demanded. Evelyn sees it then, the loneliness that money and power can't touch. "You're going to get me killed," she whispers. "I'd burn Korea down first." Later, his lieutenant finds him staring at security footage of her sleeping. "Boss, caring about her makes you vulnerable." Ha-joon knows. He doesn't care. They fall into rhythm like a song neither asked to learn. Ha-joon materializes at her favorite cafe with the morning paper, at galleries where she studies art she can't afford, on late-night walks when Seoul sleeps and she can't. He never touches without asking, but his presence is a hand around her throat, gentle, devastating, impossible to ignore. Evelyn reminds herself daily he's a killer in custom tailoring. It doesn't stop her heart from racing when he laughs. The drunk businessman makes his mistake at an upscale restaurant, grabbing Evelyn's wrist with entitled fingers. Ha-joon moves like violence in slow motion, one moment across the room, the next breaking the man's hand with surgical precision. "Touch her again, and I'll remove the whole arm." Later, outside under neon lights, Evelyn's defenses shatter. "You can't keep doing this." "Doing what?" He steps closer, close enough she can see gold flecks in his dark eyes. "Making me forget what you are." "And what am I?" "Mine," she breathes, and they're leaning in when his phone screams. Business. Always business. Across Seoul, in rooms that smell like cigarettes and schemes, his enemies review surveillance photos. The most dangerous man in Korea has found his weakness. The gala transforms Evelyn into something celestial, midnight blue silk that makes Ha-joon forget how to breathe. His hand at the small of her back feels like a brand, possessive and reverent. "Everyone's staring," she murmurs. "Let them." His voice is smoke and promise. "You're the most dangerous thing in this room." Later, in his penthouse overlooking Seoul's glittering sprawl, the truth spills out like wine. "I can't stop thinking about you," Evelyn confesses. "Then stop fighting it." Their first kiss tastes like surrender, desperate, hungry, everything they've been holding back igniting at once. He shows her his scars, the nightmares that wake him screaming, the terrified boy who learned violence was survival. She traces old wounds with gentle fingers. "I've been hurt too. Used. Dismissed because of my skin, my gender, my accent. I built walls to survive. Then we're both survivors pretending to be whole. When they become lovers, it's not just bodies finding rhythm, it's souls recognizing their reflection." The city lights blur outside as they create something sacred from broken pieces. Dawn brings reality. His second-in-command stands in the doorway, face grim. "Boss, the Chongryong Syndicate knows about her. They're planning something." The break line is cut clean, professional work meant to look like an accident. Ha-joon arrives seconds before disaster, dragging Evelyn from the car with hands that shake with fury instead of fear. "Safe house! Now!" His voice could cut diamonds. "I'm not some damsel you can lock away." The fight erupts in his pristine living room, all their careful walls crumbling. "You don't understand the danger," he snarls. "Then tell me. Stop treating me like property you need to protect." "Property?" He laughs, bitter and raw. "You're the only good thing I've ever had. Losing you would." His voice breaks. "I don't know how to be terrified, Evelyn, but you scare me senseless." The honesty disarms them both. They find compromise in the wreckage. She accepts protection, but keeps her autonomy, her voice, herself. He learns that loving her means trusting her strength. That night, while she sleeps, Ha-joon begins his hunt. The Chongryong Syndicate will learn what happens when you threaten his world. Across Seoul, in a room thick with cigarette smoke, surveillance photos land on a mahogany desk. The rival boss studies Evelyn's face, smiling. "She's beautiful. Let's see how far he'll go to keep her breathing." They steal normalcy like thieves, Ha-joon burning eggs while Evelyn laughs, Sunrise painting Seoul gold as they plan impossible futures from his balcony. He introduces her to his inner circle, their shock palpable when he holds her hand like she's oxygen. His grandmother sees through everything with ancient eyes. "You love her," she observes in Korean. "More than breathing," he answers. The old woman takes Evelyn's face in weathered hands, switching to English. "He was a sweet boy before the world demanded a monster. Don't let him forget." "I won't," Evelyn promises. Late that night, tangled in expensive sheets, Ha-joon whispers dangerous things. "I could leave this life. We could disappear, start over. You'd wither without the fight." Evelyn traces his jaw. "You are who you are, Ha-joon. I love you anyway, the monster and the man." Their kiss tastes like acceptance, like forever. Dawn shatters everything. Ha-joon's phone screams emergency. The security detail assigned to watch Evelyn lies dead in pools spreading across concrete. Her apartment door hangs open, empty. She's gone. Ha-joon's howl of rage echoes through Seoul like a promise of apocalypse. Ha-joon becomes the nightmare Seoul whispers about, the monster without the man. The first Chongryong lieutenant screams for 3 hours before revealing nothing useful. The second talks within minutes. "Every warehouse, every safe house, every breath they take, I want locations." His voice is dead calm, which terrifies his men more than rage. "Call in every debt, every alliance. Burn it all down." Seoul's underworld has never seen him unhinged. He tortures with surgical precision, demolishes rival operations like they're cardboard, moves through the city like vengeance incarnate. Meanwhile, Evelyn refuses to break. Zip-tied to a chair, she counts her captors, memorizes routines, watches for weakness. When one guard gets careless, she slams her head back into his nose, steals his knife, nearly makes it to the door before they drag her back. Spirited, the boss laughs. Ha-joon chose well. "He's going to kill all of you," she promises through split lips. 48 hours later, Ha-joon gets the location, an abandoned factory in Incheon. His eyes are empty chambers when he gives the final order. "Leave no one alive." Hell arrives in a convoy of black vehicles. Ha-joon moves through the compound like death's favorite son. Gunfire, explosions, the wet sound of bodies hitting concrete. His men have never seen him fight like this. No strategy, just raw destruction carved from desperation. Evelyn hears the chaos, feels hope spike through terror. He finds her in a basement reeking of rust and fear. Their eyes meet across carnage, and something breaks in both of them, relief so profound it hurts. Evelyn! The rival boss yanks her up, gun to her temple. One more step and she dies. But Evelyn isn't helpless. She drives her elbow back, drops her weight, giving Ha-joon half a second. It's enough. His bullet finds home between the boss's eyes before the body hits ground. Silence. Then Ha-joon's on his knees beside her, hands shaking as they find her face. Around them, fire consumes everything. Bodies, building, the life before this moment. I told you I'd burn the world for you, he whispers against her bleeding temple. I know. Evelyn's laugh breaks on a sob. That's why I love you. They hold each other while Seoul burns, alive and together. Nothing else matters. 7 months later, Seoul looks different through bulletproof windows. Ha-joon flips pancakes, while Evelyn reviews event contracts at their kitchen island, his grandmother visiting with homemade kimchi and knowing smiles. The empire still exists, restructured, legitimized where possible, still dangerous but no longer drowning in blood. He's chosen a path that honors what she's made him remember, his humanity. They've weathered judgment, whispers about the black American woman who tamed Seoul's monster, cultural prejudice wrapped in polite smiles, threats from those who see love as weakness. Each battle makes them stronger. Their wedding is private, defiant, a middle finger to everyone who said it couldn't work. Now, overlooking Seoul's neon sprawl from their penthouse, Evelyn leans into Ha-joon's warmth. His ring catches light on her finger. Was I worth it? She asks softly. He turns her to face him, eyes holding entire universes. Every bullet, every drop of blood, every enemy I made. You're my redemption, Evelyn. My bulletproof heart. She kisses him as the city glitters below, proof that true love, fierce and forbidden and absolutely bulletproof, conquers everything. Even monsters deserve salvation. Even love survives fire. This story emphasizes that healthy love requires balance, protection without possession, partnership without domination. Thank you for staying until the end. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button and drop a comment.